how to buy a property for free. Skipton Building Society has introduced a 0% deposit investment product, and this is the first one ever since 2008. I'm going to break down this video if you're a first-time buyer, how it's going to benefit you, but also if you're an investor, this is good news. Or is it? To give you a breakdown, this is for first-time buyers only. If you've got savings of less than 5%, so 5% or less, you've been paying your 12 months of utility bills, your gas, your council tax, and not missed a single payment, and if you've missed anything like a phone bill or car payment in the last 6 months, you are out of the game. So now we know who it's for, how does it actually work, and then what are the key benefits? So one key thing in there, I'm going to jump straight into the meat of this, is the condition is you can only loan an amount that is directly proportional to the rent you are currently paying. So if you are paying £600 in rent per month, you will only be able to lend an amount correlating to that. So I'm just going to reel off exactly how much you can lend from Skipton Building Society themselves. So let's go. £500 if you're paying that rent, you will be able to loan up to £81,000. All right, not too shabby. £750 rent, you can loan up to £123,000. Not too bad. £1,000 rent, you can borrow 163 grand. Okay, interesting. 1,250 rent, 204 grand, 1,500 rent, 244,000 pound, 2,000 pound rent, 325,000, and you can loan up to 600,000 pounds. Now here's the thing, guys. This is where it's kind of bullshit, and we're really going to have to narrow this down, and you might not be thinking of this. Who's it actually good for? Well, think logically. When's the last time you saw let's work this out quickly. When's the last time you saw a £500,000 property in your area renting for £3,000, or actually £3,200? You haven't. It just doesn't happen. For example, in Leeds, where I'm from, you can rent a £2 million house for about £3,000 a month. The thing is, with rentals and purchase prices, they're not directly proportionate. For example, you can buy a £100,000 house and rent it out for about £600, let's say, but you can't buy a 200 for 1,200 rent, a 400,000 for 2,400, and 800,000 for 408. You get the point, okay? Why does this matter for a first-time buyer, and why does it matter for an investor, and how does it benefit you? And this is really key if you're in the right area. Before I get into this, does this kind of smell like 2008 again? Like, do bankers, and we know what I mean by bankers, do they not learn from their old lessons? Now, people are really worried about this. Oh my God, haven't you learned about this? The 100% finance was a nightmare. Well, no, it's not actually quite that bad. Just so you understand what actually went wrong is, number one, it wasn't 100% funding, it was 110% funding. So you could buy a £100,000 house and get 110,000 to do it up. Now, you might think, that's pretty reasonable if it needs a refurb. The problem was they were loaning that amount on new build properties. There is no refurbishment that's needed, right? And by the way, another condition of this mortgage is it cannot be used to buy a new build property. Another big thing. So it's for the resale market. So if you're buying off-plan new build, doesn't benefit you. So it's for existing property. So if you're buying those, which is all we buy, it's definitely a benefit. The other thing that went wrong in 2008 is collateral debt obligations. And so what happened is they got all of the debt, and the way they do this is like, that's an A grade debt, a B, a C, and basically gets worse and worse. And then they put all of the shit debt into some of the good debt, put it in a package and put a bow on it and goes, hey, do you want to buy this? And that's where it's called subprime mortgages. So basically it was sold and sold and sold and collapsed the whole bloody world, starting with America. So the thing to get is, no, this is not a repeat of 2008, but be smart about this, guys. If you're a first-time buyer and you're purchasing this property, just bear in mind you are at 100% loan to value. So just make sure you're reading the conditions of Skipton Building Society and others, because now that one bank's done it, the others will naturally follow because they won't want to miss out on becoming their customer. But read the small print. What if it down values to 95%? What if the market does go down 10%? What are the expectations on you? The more you read that, the more prepared you're going to be. So how does it benefit investors? Well, this is the big thing. Like I said, it's not directly proportionate from rent to purchase price. So any of you that are investing in properties, I'd probably say above 250,000, you're not actually going to benefit from this, because if you own those properties, most of them are out of range. Again, let me go back to the figures here. £244,000 purchase price. It has to be you are already renting at 1,500. Like, there aren't many areas where that would be the rent for 244,000. A 244,000 pound house in Leeds might be maybe like 1,100 max. So actually, whilst you might be lendable as an individual, you won't actually get that facility because you're already renting at a lower amount. So where's the sweet spot for this? Well, think logically. In my area, a majority of people are renting at about 700, 750. Let's say 650 to 750. So I want to go off the accurate figures here. Based on that, a £750 renter will be able to purchase £123,000 of property, subject to all of the criteria getting ticked on there. What does this mean for me? Well, what it means is there's now more competition for the properties I'm buying. You might think, Jamie, that's bad. No, it's not bad. Number one, competition is good. If I can get direct to vendor and access to these deals, this is an amazing opportunity for me to buy them. And number two, if now more people have the ability to buy these for free, what do you think that does to the property prices at that range? It's going to push it up. So if you are investing in property in my particular area at the 110 to £130,000 range, this is very good news, especially if the other banks catch on. And what you need to be looking at is applying those numbers that I said to your area. What is the average rent for a 2 to 4 bed terrace and semi-detached property? And that will give you your perfect investment range that you might want to be focusing on for forced appreciation. So is this good or bad news? It really depends on where you're at. But if you're looking to buy as a first-time buyer in that 100 to 200,000 pound range, this is great news for you, but please seek financial advice and make sure you're careful. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. 2008 should show a bit of that. And if you're an investor invested in that range, this is an amazing opportunity. So look, more information will be coming out on this over the next few weeks, the next few months. It would not shock me if a few lenders started coming into play to compete with them. Interest rates will start to come down on that. But let me know, based on the information that I've given you, how will it benefit you in the comments? Do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing? And by the way, if you're one of those people that are watching this, you've got the money to invest and you've been waiting for this opening to strike, then I can help you with that. If you've got 100,000 or more, you don't have the time to invest in this yourself. Maybe you want somebody like me to build that portfolio for you. Put APG in the comments. That's APG, Aspire Property Group, in the comments. I'll reply with a link that you can fill in your details and you can book in a free one-to-one consultation session, and we'll find out where you're at, where you want to get to, and if we can help you on that property journey. Let me know in the comments of what you thought in this video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications if you want to learn more about property, and it would help me out immensely if you lightly tap that like button. Takes you 2 seconds but means the world, and I'll see you in the next video.